Good afternoon. It is August 16th, 2022, and today we had, uh, I guess, just a range day. Let's see if this breakout, maybe it's a little bigger than that, so maybe it's an entire, like a double measured move. Yeah, you can see that. Damn near a double measured move of the overnight. So that's pretty crazy. And you see this stuff, Mac always says that you see this stuff all day long, every day. So market geometry. But you can see we made that double measured move and sold off, bounced off the overnight midline, and then we closed a little higher. And here's what it looks like on the daily chart. It's like a bullish doji. So unfortunately, the way I saw it, there were not a lot of moves, a lot of entries. So let's take a look. In the overnight, clearly prices are ranging back and forth on both sides of the EMA. So I think 5 o'clock comes in somewhere in here. Actually, yeah, you would have had this. Unfortunately, I wasn't here for that, but I like that second entry. Space back to the EMA for a scalp. 295. Yeah, so plenty of room back to the EMA for a scalp. And we're clearly ranging, so this looks like a second entry to me. Unfortunately, it's not a lower high, which maybe Mac will say that's a better thing to wait for in this context, but this looks pretty good. You can clearly see a break of this channel. So anyway, we come down here, we bounce, and you get this higher low, but this looks congestive, so not the greatest entry. Maybe some people looked at this as a failure. I can tell you in real time, this had the feel of a failure. It just doesn't look great. So I'm not crazy about that. And then right after the open, we form this tighter range, and I just don't see why you would want to enter anything in here. And we come down here, you make this double bottom. I don't think there's enough room to scalp out here. That's pretty... You get this higher low, that's kind of tempting. It's like a second entry long, or it is a second entry long, so maybe you consider that. Then we come up here and you got a second entry short. This looks like this one a bit. It's just, and there's room back to the EMA, and that's at that midline and that closing price from yesterday, but signal bar is not great, and it's just not clear what's going on. So anyway, you get this failure here, but it's just not off a trend line or anything. Doesn't really look like a second entry long. Second entry short here, but that's just, it's just so choppy. You don't know what's going on here. Get this failure. This, again, I mean, this is kind of like a repeat pattern of all these other failures. It doesn't look like a failure, but it has, this one had the feel of it. This one's below the EMA, so I wouldn't consider it anyway. But it looks that, it kind of looks like this, so maybe you take that. Here, finally, we get a second entry. Here's what I'll say, though. We keep making lower highs in here. And so when we break beneath the overnight lows, you might be a little nervous to go long because, well, we're pretty consistently making lower highs. And so, and you can see that's a channel right there. So this is a nice trap. maybe that's what you need to see is, no, this is a range day, and this is just a trap, a good trap for trapping shorts, and that's exactly what it is. So yeah, they trap a bunch of shorts, create this very large leg up, and this looks like a second entry, but it's just in no man's land. All this stuff, I don't think you can enter this. Not enough information that we're going higher, and it's too far from the EMA. We have this leg of correction right here. It leads to a break. First of all, we had this spike and channel up, and then we have a break of that, move to a new high. They trap people on the second entry. I mean, it's hard to... I'm trying to think. We just hit this measured move. You want to be careful anyway. Okay, this also looks like one leg, it looks like two legs down within the one leg. And that's exactly what it is. We got two legs down within that one leg. Then we get this leg down, followed by some sideways stuff. And then it starts going higher. So maybe if you see all that, maybe you take this failure, but it's congestive in the short term, and you're going into this measured move. There's just so much against that. Then we come just short of that double measured move. You get a big sell-off. No way to enter this. Come down here. Maybe you take this higher low, but it's looking congestive. Just not a whole lot in here. This is a range. We break higher. I guess technically this is a failure, but this looks way too congestive. If you're really pushing it, this looks like a range and a failed break lower, and it kind of looks like a second entry long. That's really all I see, though. This kind of looks like a failure. Doesn't set up very well, though. And second entry right here, maybe you take that. Just not a whole lot today. So probably one of those days where you want to walk away after an hour. Okay. All right. Hope everyone had a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow.